Hey guys, welcome to Y360 Houston. My name is Liz and I'm going to take you through a yoga practice today. All you're going to need today is a mat. If you don't have one, that's okay. Make sure you have some water in case you need that. And we're going to get started, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Hey guys, so now we're going to start sitting up nice and tall. You can find a nice easy spot on your mat. You can sit cross-legged if you like. We're going to take a few minutes here just to kind of sit up nice and tall, get a little bit of length in the spine, roll your shoulders back, lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Hands can relax at your side. And we'll take just a few minutes here to just gather our breath so that we can start to connect the breath with the movement. So you can close your eyes if you need to. Take nice deep inhales through the nose and exhaling all the air. So from here, we're trying to relax everything, starting at the top of the head. We're going to start to push all of those little things that distract your mind, start to creep in. We're going to push them aside. And right here, we're going to give this next block of time to be present, to be here on your mat, with your breath and with your body. Relax the shoulders. Let the knees fall out to the side. So you can take a few more moments here to get in tune with your breath if you need it. But if not, we're going to keep on moving. So we're going to bring that left hand down to the side. Reach your right arm all the way up overhead and push into that left arm. Reach that right arm all the way out to the side. So you're getting this nice long stretch down the side of the body. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, we're going to plant that opposite hand down. Inhale, reach the arm up. So notice here we're not keeping that shoulder pulled all the way up. We're going to send the shoulder away from the ear, and as you exhale, hinge to the side. I want you to keep your hips flat on the mat, so don't roll over into that hip. We're reaching with the arm, creating a little bit of length in the side. And then we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to do that again. Inhale and exhale. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can turn and look up towards your elbow, reaching those fingers out to the side. And exhale back to center. Inhaling again. And exhale all the air, keeping the spine long, keeping the hips flat, turning to look up towards that elbow if you did it on the other side. And then exhale back to center. Sitting up nice and tall. From here, we're going to bring the knees in together, plant the feet down into the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to bring those fingers back behind you, pull the shoulder blades together, press the feet down, lift the chest. You can roll your head back here as you inhale. Connecting that breath to the movement. Walking it back to center. We're going to reach behind that right leg and we're going to roll down into your mat. Feet plant nice and flat in the mat. Walk them in towards the glutes. Pressing your hands down, we're gonna inhale. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads, lift the hips. Press those feet down into the mat. And inhale and exhale all the air. One more breath. And as you exhale, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Coming back to center. If this is a little hard for you, you can grab the edges of your mat if you'd like, or you can leave your palms flat. We're gonna inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, press the shoulders down into the mat, press the back of the head down, press the feet, keep the hips lifted nice and long. Using that next exhale to slowly lower down. And then we're gonna windshield wiper those legs back and forth. From here, we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna extend both legs up, coming into legs up the wall. So in your legs up the wall, I want you to scoop the belly, flatten that lower back down into your mat. Again, palms can be flat, or you can grab the edges of your mat. We're gonna point the toes here, and then flex the feet. Point the toes, engage those quads, turn on the trunk of the body here. Keep that lower back flat, flex the feet. If you want to add in a little bit of core, you can peel the head and shoulders off, reaching those heels all the way up towards the ceiling. We're going to warm up the core a little bit more. We're going to point the toes and lower down to hover just above your mat. Inhale, back up to legs up the wall, flex the feet, lower back stays flat in the mat. This whole time we're gonna point the toes, lower down, low back stays flat. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, bend the knees, send those feet down into your mat. From here, we're gonna go into 2 more bridges. So plant the feet, walk them in, knees together, lift the hips as you inhale, coming all the way up. Staying with your breath. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, lower down. Adjust if you need to. We're going to come right back again. Inhale, lift the hips. Slow the breath. Press the shoulders. Press the back of the head down into the mat. Keep the feet planted. Exhale, slowly lower down. We're gonna bring those knees into the chest and we're gonna start to rock and roll, coming up into the sit bones, back into the shoulders. And if you can, lift all the way up to standing, coming into mountain pose, standing up nice and tall, shoulders roll back. So here, I don't want you just hanging out. I want you to think about keeping the feet about 2 fists apart. We're gonna tuck the tailbone under, engage the core, the quads, the glutes, the shoulders roll back. So nice, strong chest. We're engaging all the muscles in the body here in our mountain pose, our Tadasana. So the crown of the head is lifted, shoulders are back in their pockets, palms are reaching out in front of you. We're gonna bend the knees and inhale, reach all the way up. And as you exhale, bring those hands all the way down and fold forward. Push out all the air. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms back, lead with your chest and come all the way back up. Exhale, forward fold. So from your forward fold, we're gonna plant those hands nice and flat in the mat. And we're gonna walk those feet back, coming into your downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, push the palms down into the mat. So we're trying to root those heels way down into your mat. Inhaling, elongating the sides of the body here. Exhaling all the air. Start to shift the weight from left to right. Walk your dog. Warm up those hamstrings. Warm up those calves. From your down dog, we're going to plant those feet down. We're going to shift all of your weight forward into a plank. So if you can't come into a full plank here, drop down to your knees, that's fine. I want you to keep your chest lifted, push your hands away from the mat. So no dumping into your shoulders or lowering those hips. We want to keep those hips lifted. Stay with your breath. As you exhale, we're not moving the hands or feet, we're just lifting the hips and rolling back into your down dog. So if that feels a little bit different for you, then maybe you had your feet a little bit too far up. We're gonna stay here in this down dog. We're gonna shift the weight to the right. Lift the left leg all the way up. Slow your breath. So if this is too difficult, you can always modify by dropping that knee down into the mat and lifting the leg. If you've got issues with your wrists, you can also lower down into your forearms as well. Inhaling. And as you exhale, we're going to set that foot back down. Shift the weight forward, come back to whatever your plank looks like, whether you're in full plank or modified plank on the knees. Press the hands away from the mat. Exhale, lift the hips, roll those heels down into your mat. Push out all the air. Shift the weight to the other side. Right leg lifts, reach it all the way up towards the ceiling. Slow that breath. So again, if you need that modification, hands can come down. You can drop that knee if you need it. Listen to your body here. We're going to exhale, set that foot down. We're going to shift forward back to plank. On your next exhale, we're going to send the knees down into the mat. Big toes come together. We're going to shift the hips all the way back and come into your child's pose. So in your child's pose, I want your hips as far back as you can. We're trying to melt our chest down into the mat, reaching the arms all the way out in front of you. So you're elongating the sides of the body here. Slow that breath. On your next inhale, we're going to use all the strength in your body. Lift all the way back up. Come into that down dog. Flip those heels back. Press them down into the mat. Spread the fingers, push the palms. Shift the weight into that right side. Left leg lifts. And I want you to look up in between the hands. We're going to try and swing that left foot as far as you can up in between those hands. So if you need to grab that leg with your hand to kind of push it up there, that's fine. I want you to look down, make sure that knee is above the ankle or behind. We don't want our knee out in front of our ankle. So you can stay here in lunge. If you need a block, you can place that block underneath your hands. We're gonna inhale, reach the arms up, coming into a nice high lunge. So in your lunge, all 10 toes are forward. We're lifting the chest, reaching the arms up. We're not pulling those shoulders all the way up towards the ears. I want you to press the shoulders back, reach with the fingers. Slow your breath. Remember that breath we started? We're trying to connect the breath to the movement. Trying to control the breath, control the movement. From here, we're going to place the hands down into the mat. We're going to step the feet together and come into a forward fold. Push out all the air. Inhale, we're going to walk the hands up halfway and come into a half lift. So in your half lift, you can press those hands on your thighs to kind of hold you up a little bit. If your core is nice and warm, you're feeling like you need a little bit more, you can start to bring those palms together at heart. Press the heels, press the toes down into the mat. We're creating a little bit of length. We're also stretching out the back of the body here. So you might feel this all the way down in your calves. We're using our core to keep our torso lifted. And on your exhale, forward fold. Hands come down. We're going to walk the feet back into that downward facing dog. Shift the weight to the left. Right leg lifts. Point the toes. And then looking up in between those hands, swing that foot planted as far up as you can. Remember, if you need that block, you can place the block underneath your hands here. If not, we're going to inhale, engage the core, lift the chest, reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. So all 10 toes are forward. We're keeping that knee stacked above the ankle or behind. We don't want to hyperextend that knee. So peek down, make sure you can see your big toe. Keep your chest lifted. Reach the fingers. And find your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Now we're going to step the feet together this time, coming into forward fold. Tuck the chin, push out the air. Inhale to half lift, that nice flat back. Pull the shoulders in, draw the belly button in. Press the hips all the way back and away. And exhale, forward fold. We're going to bring the hands back to the mat, walk those feet back into down dog. Take a breath here. Spread the fingers, push the palms, press the heels down into the mat. And then we're going to inhale, shift to whatever your plank looks like. So from your plank, we're going to go into chaturanga. So it's a tricep push-up. I want you, if you're in modified plank, you can do the same thing. I want you to press your fingers down into your mat. Press your palms down. As you exhale, hug those triceps in towards the ribs, lower down. Shift the weight forward as you flatten your feet. And inhale into your upward facing dog. So from here, if this is too much to be on just the tops of the feet, you can lower those legs. If you're in your up dog, I want you to keep the chest lifted. And I want you to press the top of the feet, the top of the legs, down into the mat. No dumping into your shoulders. So lift up, nice strong chest. On your exhale, we're going to bring the big toes together. Shift the hips back and come into that child's pose. So your child's pose is your rest pose in yoga. You're always welcome to come down here, catch your breath, slow everything down if you need to. Take the time that you need. We're going to inhale, come back into that down dog whenever you're ready. Turn the toes, press the heels down, spread the fingers, push the palms. Inhaling, exhaling. In your down dog, we're going to lift the heels off, coming into the toes, reaching those hips all the way up. And as you exhale, try to set those heels down. So in your down dog, nod your head side to side. Make sure your biceps are next to your ears. You're looking back towards your toes, pressing the fingers, pressing the palms down into the mat. We're going to shift the weight to the right. Left leg lifts again for that three-legged dog. Point the toes. Slow your breath. Again, if you need that modification, you're always welcome to drop down into your knee. On your next exhale, we're going to bend that left leg and roll the hips open. Turn to look up underneath that left arm at the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling. Straighten the leg, come back to center. Set that foot all the way down into the mat. Shift forward into plank if you'd like. You can stay in down dog if this is too much. We're going to chaturanga. So elbows stay in, lower down. Inhale, flatten the toes, lift the chest. On your next exhale, downward dog. Bring those heels all the way back down into the mat. Shift the weight to the left. Right leg lifts, point the toes. Inhaling and exhaling all the air. Bend the knee and roll the hips open. Turn and look up underneath that right arm. Open up the hips, press the hands down into the mat. Slow your breath. Coming back to center, set that foot down. Shift to plank if you'd like again. Nice strong core. You can stay in plank. You can skip the chaturanga. Your choice. Stay with your breath. And exhale, down dog. Walking those feet all the way up to come into forward fold at the top of the mat. So feet should be about 2 fists apart. Tuck the chin. Push out all the air. Shake out the arms, the hands. You can gently sway the hips. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake it all out. From here, we're going to inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, coming all the way back up. And exhale back to that Tadasana, your mountain pose. So from mountain, we're going to go into a quick standing balance pose, and then we'll bring it back down into our mat. So we're going to shift the weight to that right side. Left heel starts to lift. Slow your breath. So when we're doing standing balance, I'd like you to look about 12 inches out in front of you. Find a spot that's not moving that you can focus on. We're going to start to lift that left knee. If you need some wall space, if that's available, go ahead and hang on to the wall if you need it. Real easy, we're going to set that foot down on your exhale. So ground yourself back in your mat. Shift the weight to the left, right foot peels off. And again, find that spot out in front of you that you'd like to focus on. Use your core as you inhale. Lift the knee nice and high. Chest stays lifted. Crown of the head is lifted up towards the ceiling. Inhaling. And as you exhale, set that foot down. Inhale, bend the knees, reaching all the way up. And exhale, forward fold, tuck the chin, push out all the air. Hands come back down. We're going to step that left foot all the way back into that lunge. All 10 toes are forward, and when you're ready, inhale, lift back up. Coming into that high lunge. So if high lunge is too much, drop to that back knee. Slow your breath. Make sure you can see that big toe out in front of you. Shoulders back into their pockets. Slowing it down. We're going to reach over, grab hold of that left wrist, and as you exhale, hinge the hips, keeping those biceps next to the ears, reaching the arms all the way over to the side. Coming back up to center. As you exhale, step the feet together, forward fold, tuck the chin, push out the air. Come up halfway into your flat back. So remember that flat back, draw the belly in, shoulders back, push them away from the ears. Hands can be rested on your thighs, maybe palms at heart, your choice. Engaging the core, stretching down the back of the legs here. As you exhale, let it go. Hands are down. We're going to go into that lunge on the other side. So right leg steps back this time. Inhale when you're ready. High or low lunge, whatever you did on the other side. We always want to make it even, so you're not leaving here lopsided. We're going to keep those arms lifted, chest is lifted. All 10 toes are forward. Nice strong lunge pose. Reach over, grab hold of that right wrist, and as you exhale, pull it over to the side. Adding in that side bend here in your lunge. Coming back to center. And exhale. This time we're going to step the feet all the way back into down dog. Press the heels down, spread the fingers, push the palms. And on your exhale, we're going to bring those knees down into the mat, coming into hands and knees, your tabletop position. So in your table, palms are flat, fingers are spread. Arms are in a straight line. I want your shoulders, elbows, and wrists stacked. Knees are right underneath your hips. Nice flat back here. We're going to lift that left arm all the way up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that left arm down into the mat, coming into the top of that left shoulder. In your thread the needle. So this right hand can stay here, kind of resting at your cheek. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can walk that arm all the way out in front of you. Trying to stretch the back of the shoulders here. You can adjust that right arm, maybe move it over to the side, walk it around like a clock, your choice. Slowing everything down. And taking another breath. We're going to walk that hand in towards the cheek. If you don't already have it there, we're going to meet here. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, using the strength in that upper body, push all the way up. Shaking out your arm. We're just going to switch to the other side. So coming back to that table. Shift the weight to the left. Right arm reaches up. And then walking that right arm all the way down. So the top of this right shoulder The right ear are down into your mat. Knees are in the mat. You can have toes curled under or feet flat, your choice. And again, listen to your body. So if you know you've got some shoulder issues, you can leave that hand here. Be kind to your body. If you're looking for a little bit more, walk that arm all the way out in front of you. And again, you can walk it around like a clock. Take your time. One more breath. We're going to bring that hand in towards the cheek if it's not already there. Nice deep inhale, pull in all the air. And as you exhale, push all the way up. Shake it out. Coming back to that table. We're going to bring the knees over to the right side. Set the hips down. Wrap those legs all the way around to the front. So now we're back, sitting up nice and tall in the middle of your mat. Make sure your hips are placed in the middle. We're going to grab behind that right leg. We're going to slowly roll down into our mat. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a hug. You can gently rock back and forth like a ball. Massaging that lower back. And then from here, we're going to go into a spinal twist. So we're going to send those knees all the way down to the left side. Right arm reaches out. Turn and look as far over towards that right thumb as your body allows. So what does that mean? Keep the shoulders flat. So if you can't reach that arm out to the side without pulling the opposite shoulder off, then you need to turn your gaze back to center. So just like we started with that breath, you can start to close your eyes here as we end our practice, slowing everything down. And then let's bring the gaze back to center first. Knees come back in. And on your next exhale, send those knees all the way down to the other side. Reaching that left arm all the way out, turning as you exhale to look all the way over towards that left thumb, pushing out all the air. Relaxing the breath. Relaxing the mind. Try to slow everything down. Let's bring the gaze back to center. Arms come in, knees back, all the way into center. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body for all the hard work it's done for you already today. And when you're ready, we're going to find our final resting pose, your Savasana. So there's no right or wrong way to lay here in your Savasana. Whatever feels good for you. You can relax the shoulders down into the mat. Relax the hips. Let the legs fall out to the side. If you've got lower back issues, you can bring those knees in. Kind of protect that lower back a little bit. You can walk the knees in and the feet out to the side if that's what works for you. So I encourage you, if you're always doing the same thing in Savasana and you don't know that there's different positions that you can go in to kind of slow everything down, to just take a few minutes to rest, I encourage you to just move around just a little bit. Listen to your body. Do what feels good for you. Because this is your practice. We'll take a few minutes here to just relax the mind and the body. Close the eyes if you need to. If you've got like a small pillow, you can place that over the eyes, or a towel. We're going to take a nice deep breath, pull in all the air up into the lungs, into the chest. And as you exhale, let it go. Do that again. Pull in the air from the toes into the calves, the quads, the glutes, the core, the chest, the shoulders. And let it all go. Start to feel your body melt down into your mat. Start to slow that breath down. You can pause it here and take a few more moments if you need to. We're going to start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Start to make your breath a little bit more intentional. So start to deepen your inhales. Lengthen your exhales. Start to bring those knees in. You can roll over into your favorite side of the body here, taking just another moment to relax and breathe. Or bringing that hand out in front of you. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, use that top arm to push all the way up, coming back up to seated pose. Sitting up nice and tall at the top of your mat. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling all the air. Bringing the palms together at heart. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here again soon. Namaste.